Hello, I'm the Media Wiz, cause one art form wasn't enough, and welcome to the Summer of Gaming. This summer we'll be doing something different compared to other summer specials I've done in the past. Instead of looking at a fully fledged franchise and all the mediums that come with it, this year we'll be doing reviews of one medium for 3 months straight. In this case, we'll be doing video game reviews. And with the games that I have planned, we'll be starting with the oldest generation of gaming and ending with the most recent generation. With that, we begin with the only NES game I have on the docket, Where's Waldo? Released in the late 80s, Where's Waldo, or Where's Wally in the UK, is a series of puzzle books released by the artist Martin Handford. The basic concept being to flip from page to spot the title character, who would be hidden in various areas and crowds of people and items. Little did Waldo know that he would eventually meet his match in the form of a woman by the name of Carmen Sandiego. Along with that, the books also had a wide cast of other characters, like Waldo's dog Woof, Wizard Whitebeard, and Waldo's evil doppelganger, Oddlaw. You get it? It's Waldo spelled backward. It's clever. It was niche, but it was effective and incredibly popular too, as by the 90s it spawned a slew of merchandise. Along with the books, you had magazines featuring the characters, because that was at a time where anything and everything got its own magazine. Where's Waldo dolls, even an animated TV show that went for 13 episodes. Okay, still, the fact that it got a TV show in the first place, that's a feat in its own right. And that brings us to the game adaptation, released for the NES in 1991, just a year before the Super Nintendo was sold internationally. And what do you know, this game was put out by another familiar face here on the Media Wiz, THQ. Interestingly, the company was started just a year prior to the game's release, and was founded by Jack Freeman, the co-founder of other crappy licensed game company LJN. So good to see they continued the legacy of licensed games after LJN went down. But even more mind-blowing is the developer of this game. It's Bethesda. Yes, that Bethesda. Well then, let's see if this game works. It just works. This is Where's Waldo on NES. Okay. So after the title screen and the difficulty select, we see Waldo walking to his first destination very slowly. With that, we begin the formula of the game, having to locate Waldo. Right away, it's apparent what's wrong with the game. The graphics are so scrambled and ugly to look at, it's hard to pinpoint anything on screen, let alone finding Waldo himself. At least with the books, the illustrations are vibrant and clear enough to tell what you're looking at. But because of the 8-bit limitations of the NES, it is really hard to tell what anything is on screen. On paper, this sounds like this could actually add to the mystique of trying to look for Waldo. Well, it would, but the controls aren't even that good. As the marker you move around the screen seems to highlight multiple things at once, and to add to that, the controls are surprisingly slippery, as one tap of the D-pad will send it flying instead of jumping over from one spot to the next. Either way, you line up with an object, hit the A button, and if you get it wrong, you get a buzzer. If you get it right, you get victory music. Oh yeah, of course, obviously. That was supposed to be Waldo. I mean, wasn't it obvious? Could you not tell? Thing barely registers as a smudge on screen, let alone a person, let alone Waldo. So yeah, this is the gameplay of the game. Once you're done in each stage, you go back to the menu screen where Waldo heads over to the other locations, and you do the same thing over and over again. Needless to say, this gets repetitive very fast. For you see, that kind of thing can work in a novelty book. I don't know if the same can be said for a video game, especially a video game with such limitations as the NES. By the way, bring a book and some snacks, because Waldo takes 5 years to walk from stage to stage. And you can't skip these parts either. The game takes its sweet time getting Waldo from one level to the next. Level 3 tries to shake things up by having you in a cave and you have to find Waldo in the dark. Yeah, it was hard enough looking for Waldo when he was visible, so now you have to take a literal shot in the dark to find him. They try to make up for this by having Waldo scurry around for a split second to give you hints of where he could be. And I wouldn't mind so much, but every wrong guess takes time off of the counter. Yeah, that's the other thing. This is one of those games that has a timer added too. So you either don't screw up, or you're totally gonna lose. I mean, I wasn't expecting much outside of a glorified video version of the books where you have to select where Waldo is on screen, but wow, this game's pretty bad. They do try to shake things up a little bit with this slot machine minigame where you have to get 3 Waldos in one. Oh my god, Waldo, not you too! Now you're selling out for gambling app ads? If you somehow haven't shut the game off yet, the end of the game has Waldo work his way over to the rocket that's at the end of the screen. The rocket takes off and Waldo makes it to the moon. At first I thought this was going to segue us into a series of new levels, maybe on the moon or other planets or other areas of space, but nope, this is the end of the game. Waldo makes it to the moon, the game ends, and it sends you right back to the title screen. It's like they were so embarrassed of this game, they didn't even bother putting in end credits or even a congratulations screen. Call me crazy, but I'm starting to think this game was rushed out by THQ to try and cash in on a licensed property. As crazy as that sounds, I know. Now, I would stop there, but I do briefly want to mention THQ did make another Waldo game, this time for the Super Nintendo. This game was called The Great Waldo Search, released 1 year later in 1992, this time developed by the game company Radiance. To put it briefly, the game is a minor improvement from the NES version. The graphics are definitely an upgrade with much more color and movement. Also, the minigames are better, as they actually have other characters from the Waldo franchise, so that's pretty neat. Unfortunately, though, this game is pretty one-note, much like its NES predecessor, as most of the game is just scanning the area and locating Waldo. Another similarity it has to the NES game is its surprisingly short length. I mean, I'm glad this isn't a Final Fantasy type of game where you have to sink 20 hours into it, don't get me wrong, but I was able to beat both of these games in under 20 minutes. Again, THQ rushing a game just to cash in? Who would have thunk it? Many years later in 2009, Ubisoft actually threw their hat into the ring and made their own Waldo game, this time titled Where's Waldo the Fantastic Journey for the Wii, DS, Windows, and iPhone. This one was apparently intended to be a direct remake of the SNES game, but unlike The Great Waldo Search, I couldn't find an online ROM of this game and play it in time, so I didn't really get a chance to look at this one. But something tells me it had to be better than what came before it. So that was Where's Waldo on NES. This game sucks. Did we really expect anything else? The graphics aren't appealing, the gameplay is repetitive, the menu screen is surprisingly tedious, and the game manages to feel incredibly slow, while also feeling like it's over before any kind of interesting gameplay can get started. Oh well, not a great way to start the summer of gaming, but tune in next time where we're going to be looking at a movie tie-in game that has dinosaurs that isn't Jurassic Park. Yeah, I know. Until next time, I'm the Media Wiz, cause one art form wasn't enough.
Hit it. Where's Wally? Where's Wally? Did you say him? Where's Wally?
Where's Wally? Where's Wally?
Where's Wally? Where's Wally? Did you say him, huh?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey.
I know all of you.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow.